Last Tuesday, I watched a creator named Sarah go from 847 subscribers to 47,000 subscribers in just 4 months. You wanna know her secret? She cracked the code that 99% of YouTubers are missing. While most creators spend 6 to 8 hours writing a single script that gets 200 views, Sarah pumps out a script that gets over 50k views every single time in just 90 minutes. But here's the thing that's crazy. Sarah is not more creative than you. She doesn't even have a bigger budget, nor does she have a fancy setup like this. What she has is a system that imports the knowledge of all of the top creators in any type of niche and that writes the script that sound exactly like you wrote them yourself. Right now, while you're watching this, you're probably stuck in what I call the scripting loop of death. It's 2 AM, you're staring at a blank Google Doc with maybe a few sentences written, your coffee has gone cold, you've opened YouTube for research 17 times already and somehow ended up watching cat videos. Your upload schedule is screwed and your audience is waiting. And that gnawing feeling in your stomach is getting worse because you know that tomorrow when you wake up you will probably do the exact same thing. Meanwhile, creators in your exact same niche are uploading twice a week with videos that make you wonder, how the f do they come up with that shit? The answer is they're not smarter than you, but they're working with systems that you don't even know about. They're playing a completely different game of YouTube. While you're out there making a funny YouTube video, they're consistently using this system that helps them build viral videos every single time. So here's why that matters. YouTube algorithm is actually rewarding creators that maintain consistency while uploading. The creators that are making over 10k a month aren't more naturally gifted than you. They're using AI systems that analyze what actually works. I have implemented this system myself about 2 months ago. You see, this video and this other video both had hit 80k in views. And the crazy thing is, I only spent like 2 hours of writing this. I used to be spending like 2 to 3 days writing a single script, but now thanks to AI, I can do this way faster. And no, I'm not using ChatGPT for this because ChatGPT is not optimized at all. So let me explain how I built this system and how you can implement this to yourself. So what the system does is it analyzes my titles and it gives me advice on how to improve it. It comes up with creative ideas that I can then further brainstorm on, and it writes and optimizes the entire script so I can make the best possible video. So this is Poppy AI, and before I show you my entire YouTube brain, let me actually dive into Poppy to explain to you how this works. By the way, my recording froze, so that's why I am wearing a different shirt now, because I have to do this again. But let's actually dive into Poppy and let me first explain to you how this works. So let me start off by this small board that I have. It is basically a whiteboard where you can drop down anything that you want. So for example, right here, I got my Instagram scriptwriter. What I did is I went over to Instagram and I took a few videos of this creator right here. Shout out to Rocky, he has some good content. Now I took his videos, I just copied the link and I put them inside Poppy. Now you can drop in anything that you'd like. For example, you can drop in videos. So I got this video right here. I hover it over into Poppy and now it's uploading. So now what it will do is it will transcribe the audio and it can also see what's inside on the video, so it does understand the video. So as you can see, we have now this video right here and we can attach this to this chat. Now to create a chat, you just have to click on this AI chat and a new chat will pop up. This is basically your ChatGPT, Cloud or any type of LLM. You can literally, if I zoom in on this, you can literally switch between all of the latest versions inside this chat in Poppy. Now on the left hand side, as you can see here, for the social media content, you can drop in YouTube videos, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook ads. You can do a voice memo, you can add an image, you can also add in text. So let me just click on this text and let me drag it over to the bottom right here. And now I can drop in my old script, which is this one. And what I can then do is I can attach this onto the chatbot and I do the same with this video. And then I have all of these different sources attached. Now this is just the service level. Like this is a very simple board that I built for Instagram writing style, just to get like this person's writing style noted down. But I will show you later how to do this on YouTube. But let me just explain to you how this works. So one more thing that I want to do is I want to add in a video and I want to make a short script about a AI thumbnail creator. So I've copied my YouTube link. Now I drop it in there and now it will start transcribing this. So now we have this YouTube video. So now we just attach this to the chat and then we have all of our sources complete. Then we start a new conversation and now you can add in your prompt. So for this one, I have the prompt ready, which is I want you to write write a script about Pixel's thumbnail generator that can generate a high quality thumbnail a second. So this is a bit of information. I've attached my current script, which is this one. I can say my current script as a note for the AI so it understands. I've also attached a video about Pixels for extra content, which is this one, Pixels video. Lastly, I attached a video to a similar format that I want to structure. So that's this video, and I can say follow this structure. So now it understands, because I've added in these notes and all of these sources, it understands what I'm trying to do here. So then you hit send. And now we have a script like this. It has done the hook, the social proof, the value proposition, and the step-by-step breakdown. So this is highly customized to what I have attached in this. So it has used my own YouTube video, and I can see that because these are the examples that I used, Mr. Beast, Imangazzi, those are the people I talked about. And then it gives me the value proposition of this tool, and it gives us a step-by-step breakdown on how you can use this tool. Now this is Poppy AI. If you want to try this out yourself, I will leave the link in the description down below. This is a super useful tool, so definitely check it out. Now that is just for Instagram, but now let me show you my YouTube brain. So here we have my complete YouTube board. This is literally the reason behind my growth on YouTube. So how this works is we start at the top left right here. The first thing I would recommend you to do is to analyze your current titles on your YouTube channel. So what I've done is I've taken all of these screenshots of some of my videos. So how that works is if you go to your homepage, you can just make a screenshot of a few of your thumbnails. Make sure your full title is included in here. So I just took that screenshot. Now I drag it over and drop it in here, and then we add it into this group. Now to explain to you what a group means is if I add in this group, anything that I add inside of it, it will see as like one. So I can add like multiple different sources into it. For example, all of these different images, instead of me attaching like this individually to this chat. I can just attach this group, and I can also give the name. So I gave the name titles I want to analyze. So here you import your titles. By the way, if you sign up using my link or use my discount code, then you will get access to this complete template that I already built for you. All you have to do is to just add in your own custom things, like your titles, for example. So now we have this complete. What I then do is I start a new conversation, and here I have attached my framework. So here I've built a complete framework that I use for my titling. So it will rank everything based on a different score on different aspects of your titles. This is all customly built, and you get all of that inside of this document that I've attached to my Poppy profile. Now, each time you chat with any of these things, all of these sources will be attached. So it will use this framework every time that we use this chat. So now I've created a new chat, and what I do is I give it my prompt, analyze Dankeef titles based on the framework that I gave you. Then we can do full screen. So let's actually do that. And now it's writing a complete analysis of my current titles, what I'm doing correct, what I'm doing wrong, what needs to be improved, and why it needs to be improved. So it does this on individual segments. So here we have title 1, title 2, title 3, but it also does it like everything combined. So for example, pattern recognition, it's noticing that I have specific time frames in my titles. I have personal experience framing. I have realistic result positioning, and I present technical authority. So based on my style, I have the fingerprint that is the average character count 58 characters. My dominant click triggers are credibility and curiosity, and lastly authority. The power word density is 35%, and 60% of the time I use a personal experience format. So here are some recommendations, and this is where it gets useful. So here it will tell you what you can improve on. So it tells me I need to reduce my character count. So most of my titles are exceeding the 55 characters, which it recommends. Then I need to front load some key information into the first 25 characters, and I need to maintain specificity. So this already is a major strength that I'm currently doing. Now it also tells me what I keep on doing, kind of like this one right here. And now it gives me an overall score, which is 8.2 out of 10, which is quite good. So you can do this on your own titles, or you can do this on your competitor. So let's say, for example, you have Mr. Beast as an example. You can copy his titles and see how it performs. And then you can also ask a follow-up question saying like, hey, how can I do this on my own titles? So you can even attach inside Poppy a second group with like titles I want to analyze of my competitor. And then you add in a new group and you name that my own titles. And then you compare these two to each other, and then you can analyze which one's better and why. Now that is the first aspect that is insanely important if you follow this template. The second one is the video ID generator. Then I will show you how you can create titles if you have something in mind but you don't know the exact title yet. And lastly, I will show you how I build my scripts using Poppy AI. Now this last part is extremely extremely powerful. But first, let me show you how you can come up with ideas. So the other day I was scrolling on YouTube and I found out that this person right here, let me actually try to find it. I saw that this person right here made this video a year ago and it got 166k views. Now I wanted something like that for myself, so what I did is I shared this, I clicked on copy, and now I put this inside of Poppy. So you can link any type of video in here and you can use this as inspiration for the video ID generator. This tool will basically help you come up with creative ideas, creative angles based on the input that you gave it. In this case, my input is this video, but you could also just literally start recording yourself and you talk about anything you want in this recording, and then it will save up that recording. And this could be information about your video, this could be information about an idea you have, your concept, whatever. Then you drop it in there and you connect it to this chat, and now you can use my format. This again is a different framework that I use to come up with ideas, and then you make your own ideas using this. Let me just give you a quick demo. So before I give you my prompt, one thing that I added in here is I used my framework from my title. I copied this and I actually pasted it. So you can just hit a text thing and I pasted it right here and I connected it to the chat. I put a note underneath it, which is my current analysis of my titles. So with that, you feed it even more information about your current titles, about what you're doing correctly. So it has more information about you. What you then do is you click on new conversation and then you copy this prompt that I used. Based on the video I attached, can you run it through the idea framework and help me come up with different ideas to make a video like the one I attached? So now it will run it through this document that I have right here and it will come up with all kind of different ideas based on the framework that I built. So what I'm using here is the vibe framework. So the first part is validate. It validates the potential topic. It says it has excellent validation right here. So we have proof of concept, outlier potential, and we have audience demand, which is a good thing. Then we identify the format and the structure. So we have a tutorial format, it's a transformational promos, and we have a tool demonstration. That is what goes into this video. Then we can brainstorm different angles and hooks. Now we have different parts right here. One is money revenue focused. I built 5 AI influencers in 30 days. Here's how much I made. Honestly, I quite like this one. This could be an amazing video. Like I would love to do one like this. Then you can do this AI model makes me 50k a month. You can also do time-based challenges. So building a viral AI influencer in 24 hours, comparison format, AI influencer versus real influencer. You have all these different angles. So you have a problem solution angle, why your AI influencer isn't making you money, and then you have a niche specific variation. So again, we have like 15 different angles here of how we can make these next up ideas based on this one video. Then we have the evaluation part, which is the last letter of the vibe framework. I have 6 criteria here, and now it is like recommending me based on all of these different things. So the feasibility, audience appeal, the existing audience interest, the view potential. It is recommending me which topic is likely to work. And I quite agree with this topic. I really love this one, which is I built 5 AI influencers. So what I then do is I copy this thumbnail and I save that already. Now what we can do is we can go over all of the other topics, see what it says about that, and then it can also help you like brainstorm it. And keep in mind, you can chat with this. Treat it as like a chatbot. Say like, hey, I like this, but I'm not sure about this, this, and this. Anything that comes to mind, just chat with it. Or even better, just use your voice recording and just talk to it like you're normally talking to a friend while brainstorming ideas. Now, we already have quite a good title, but if you're not sure about your title, or if you have already made a video, but the last step is you need to have a good title, kind of like I did right here, is I have this video that went basically viral. So what I did here is I have a new topic coming up from this video, and basically what I asked it in this title generator is, I got a video idea based on my last video, I want to compare this to this tool and that tool, what kind of title should I do? And now it's giving me a few different title recommendations based on the success of this video, and it also understands what's inside of my video. So now I can choose this one, or what I did here is I was just talking to it. I just said like it needs to be kind of similar to one that I did last time, and basically I have this conversation with it and it helps me come up with the best title. So if you're using this for the first time, what I would do is, if you have already made your video, just drop it in here. If you haven't made your video yet, what you can do is you can either drop in your script or you can drop in your idea. What I would do in this case, I would just like start a voice memo and then I would talk for like a minute or 2 minutes about the video that I have in mind. So I would just explain it here. So let me do a real demo here. I have a video about 5 AI influencers influencers and how much I made from that in like 30 days. I want you to come up with some creative titles. I already have one title in mind, which is my current title. I think that one is quite good. I want you to kind of like create similar looking titles or find some titles that sound better or have more browse and viral potential. Now, if you need any information from me, let me know. I will provide that to you. So now I add in this voice memo into my next video. Then I copy this title from my other framework and then I put it into this text document. So then I add in a note, my current title ID. I drop it into this group and now that is attached. So then we can give it a prompt and we can say, based on the title framework I gave you, give me a few options for my next video. Inside the group, my next video, you'll find the title ID and my voice note. With that information, can you use the framework and tell me why you think this will do best? That's basically what I'm asking here. So now it recommended me different titles. So I created 5 AI influencers, one made 47K in 30 days. This is a bit of clickbait, but if you actually got these results, then I would use this in my title. 5 AI influencers, 30 days, this amount of revenue, here's the breakdown. Quite good. What happens when you build 5 AI influencers in 30 days? I quite like the first one or the original one. So now you can copy this and you can start with your script writing process. And script writing is where this becomes the most powerful. Because with this Poppy board, you can write any type of video completely into your own words, but you can use other people's videos as examples. And you can still create unique content. It doesn't mean that you're just copying them. It means that it's using that as context and then it writes their own version based on your input. So let me explain to you how this scriptwriter process works. First up, we have the example videos. Here, what we do is we add in example videos of videos that we want to kind of like replicate or we want to use as input for a script. So I have again added this video right here. Then I have this video right here that's also about AI influencers. And then we have this next part, which is super important for anyone that makes YouTube videos, which is including your own YouTube videos. If you don't have your own videos yet, what you can do is you can use someone else's videos, but that means that you will write in their style. So if you like a certain creator and you like their style, then you can import their videos. But I would recommend sticking to your own. So I've imported here like 12 videos of my own, and then I've put them in this group with the name Dan Kieft Style. Then I have this prompt right here that you can use to write your script. So you can just copy this prompt right there. Lastly, I have attached video context. So here you can drop in a voice memo. So this is my voice note about the video. So here I've dropped in some more information about what I want to have in there, what kind of like style I want to have. Any useful information to the AI, you can drop it right here. It can be text, it can be a voice memo, anything you can add. Then final but not least, we have the how to write good scripts for high watch time. So these are some YouTube experts and we can literally leverage their knowledge that they have included in these YouTube videos. So this, for example, is an hour-long video. These ones are like 15 and 10 minutes. We can use these videos and use their frameworks, use their explanation as a guidance for our scripting. So now what we literally do is we compile everything. So here we have the input of what we want to have in our video. Then we have the exact style of how we say things, how we write things. Then we have some more video context from voice notes or a text. And then lastly, we have these expert knowledge on how to write good scripts for high watch time. We have attached all of these files into the framework right here. So then what you do is you come up with a new conversation and then you simply enter in your prompt. So now I'm just telling it, I want you to create a script with the title, I built 5 AI influencers in 30 days. Here's how much they actually made. Write it in my style and use all the information you need, and topics are in the example video group and in my voice note about the video. So now it's using all of these sources, and this is something that ChatGPT could never like comprehend. Like this is too much of sources that ChatGPT won't be able to format. So that's why I'm using Poppy for this. So now we have our script and let's take a look at the hook. 30 days ago, I challenged myself to create not 1, but 5 different AI influencers from scratch. And honestly, I wasn't expecting much. But by day 30, these completely artificial people had generated over 12K in revenue. And the craziest part, one of them is now making more money per post than most real influencers with 100K followers do. That's quite good. Like it's using, like I can see while reading this, it's using my style. So I'm using the crazy part quite often, and I challenge myself. I use that in my videos too. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, I'm using these kind of formats, so I know it's using my style. So that's funny to read to me, because I have tried scriptwriters before. I've tried ChatGPT, but nothing came close to this, because it's actually using all of my transcripts from those 12 videos to write it like me. The thing is, this is as good as the input that you gave it. So if your input videos are bad examples, then your video won't turn out great, because it's basing all of the information on these example videos and on your voice notes. So the more input you gave it, the better it gets. And I mean by that, the better sources of information you gave it. Now, if you like this entire script, so it has done the complete script, it has made like a 13-minute script. If you like it, what you could do, you can copy this, and this is the optional last part. This is the script analyzer. Now, if you're selling something, or if you want to have higher watch time, then I'm using this copywriting advice, and you can run it through this analyzer. So what you can do is you can literally ask it to say, can you analyze this script based on the copywriting advice? Then you just paste in the script. Let me just remove this last part. And now it will run it through these videos, which are like half an hour long videos each. And then it is telling me what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. So it's saying here, we got strong psychological triggers, we have social proof, we have confirmation bias, we have the curiosity gap. And it will also tell you like what you can improve on. We can be more emotional, we can have a stronger opening pane, and we can have more sensory details. So these are all things that you can use to improve your scripts. This is the optional last step, but to me this was super useful, so I've added it in this complete framework. This entire framework took me a while to build, including all of the documents that you have access to if you use this framework. Those ones are the most valuable to me, and then this whole system is what ties it together, because I've tried this using Cloud itself, I've tried it using ChatGPT, but none of those tools are as powerful as Poppy is, because you can have any source that you can attach to this platform and it will follow it exactly. It will understand what you want to do, and it will use all of these different data points to make the video better. So luckily I can share this board with you, and I can make this public. So if you sign up to Poppy AI, I will leave the link for it in the description down below, then you will get access to this complete framework if you use my discount code. With my discount code, you will get an extra $25 off. Let me just put it in there. So we have my discount code, which is Dan. If we hit apply, then you get an extra $25 off. I would actually recommend you to go with this plan, which is the $400 per year plan. This will give you everything you need. It is at the same price of ChatGPT and Cloud combined. And basically, to me, this has replaced my ChatGPT and Cloud both. I was using both before, but I have actually canceled my Cloud plan. I'm still using ChatGPT because it's super useful, but Poppy is literally super powerful when it comes to this. So if you have any questions about this, let me know in the comments down below, and I will try my best to answer them. And hopefully this will help you with your YouTube journey. So now that you understand how to write good scripts using Poppy AI, if you want to make good thumbnails, then you need to click the video that's on the screen right now, because I'm using one of the best AI tools, and I will explain how that works to create good looking thumbnails.